The Metaverse finally explained. Here's what you need to know about the Metaverse. Whenever a new and unusual concept or idea appears, humans tend to feel uneasy and alert. And with the emergence of the Metaverse, everyone has been talking about it, and it can get confusing. That's why in today's video, Millionaires, we're going to unravel everything you need to know about the Metaverse and the impression it's having on many of those who could be influenced by it, which is you and me, all of us. But first, what is the Metaverse? The word Metaverse is comprised of two words, meta and verse. The first half, meta, is a Greek word that means beyond, after, along with, and behind. You can hear the word in many terms, such as metagenesis and metamorphosis. The second one, verse, is short for universe. So the word metaverse refers to a virtual existence that is beyond the physical realm, and in simple terms, refers to a highly immersive virtual world where people gather to socialize, play, and work. It functions through the combined integration of highly advanced technological elements with daily life, which will drastically change how we buy, sell, shop, work, and ultimately live. But the term metaverse isn't a new one. It dates back to the 1990s. Snow Crash is a 1992 dystopian sci-fi novel written by Neil Stephenson, and it's where the term metaverse was originally coined. He envisioned a virtual reality-based heir to the internet of sorts, where people use digital avatars of themselves to explore the online world, often as a way of escaping a dystopian reality. Actually, ever since 1922, people have been trying to create a virtual reality where the usual physical limits of humans don't affect their liberty in choosing what endeavors they embark on and what they can and can't do. Second Life, the 2003 alternate reality computer game, is a good example of that. And by 2006, Metaverse enthusiasts created the Metaverse Roadmap that laid out and planned the course that the Metaverse will take for the upcoming years. But to put it bluntly, the Metaverse is not real, at least not yet. But there are some things that you must understand, so keep watching. Now, let's talk about how the Metaverse is supposed to work. Now, technologists and futurists state that the theory behind the Metaverse is that it will replace the internet. The Metaverse is supposed to be the involved version of the internet, or its successor, so to speak. So our daily usage of the internet, using it to shop, work, entertain ourselves, and access data, will be the same with the Metaverse, just more immersive and integrated into our actual physical lives. In other words, the border between being online and offline would become even more blurred than it already is. To do that, the Metaverse requires three types of mediums: virtual reality, VR, augmented reality, AR, and mixed reality, MR, and morphs them into what we'll know as extended reality, XR. It works by overlaying or immersing computer text and graphics into real-world and virtual environments, and even combining both. We've seen glimpses of what this technology might look like in the future in many video games. The recent mobile game Pokémon Go was a wild success, partially because it integrated augmented reality into the real world. The hit game Fortnite is well known for its virtual reality integration through headsets and microphones. Extended reality, meanwhile, is supposed to integrate both realities into the real world and create a possibility where people can walk around wearing headsets and interact both in the real and virtual world through computer-generated 3D animations and technology. So if the Metaverse ever actualizes from its concept form, we'll be able to go to virtual concerts, take trips online, work and hang out with coworkers from the comfort of our homes, view or create artwork, and shop in real time from anywhere in the world. That explains the thought process and possibility behind why the terms online and offline will be the same thing. But how is this going to affect the economy and the way we trade? Here's where everything starts to change, so keep watching. Well, the Metaverse is planned to act as an extension, or even an upgrade, to the world's current economy. The only difference it'll have from how we currently build, invest, and trade in products and services is that it'll be much quicker, more direct, and almost instantaneous. To achieve something of that extent, NFTs might be just what we'll use. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. They are digital assets, just like cryptocurrencies, but are not interchangeable. They are a valuable tool for individuals and businesses because it's impossible to copy, destroy, or use them twice. We can use NFTs in the form of artwork, video, audio, text, personalized GIFs, and even GIFs, or graphics interchange format. And one can create, sell, and invest in NFTs just like a normal commodity. So it's suspected that that's how most deals between individuals and businesses, and between individuals themselves, will undergo. Some call the metaverse's economy metanomics, and they perceive it as the absolute solution to all the issues related to the real-life economy. So when it comes to stability and sustainability, metanomics will do much better. And the past COVID pandemic was proof that the real-life economy might not be as secure as we need it to be. So just how close are we to this metaverse becoming a reality? Well, as far as we know, it still has quite a ways to go before it's realized. However, technologists and futurists are already discussing it. Matthew Ball, an investor, venture capitalist, and prolific writer, said that the metaverse is an expansive network of persistent, real-time rendered 3D worlds and simulations. So he means that the metaverse will have persistence, so that we won't have a clear on and off button to log in or out of the metaverse. It will also have synchronicity. It means it will exist in real time, where lags and delays in connections will be something of the past. And it will have interoperability, as it will have the ability to exchange data and information between interconnected computers and systems. It sounds amazing, right? Well, maybe. Keep watching. Mark Zuckerberg is going for something similar, as he plans to integrate the users of his platforms into the metaverse. Facebook's 3 billion users were apparently just the beginning. Many believe he intends to leverage these new platforms and the combined buying power of all the people that will gravitate towards them. That's almost half the human population on the entire planet. Many speculate that Zuckerberg's understanding of this leverage is his motive behind the Meta rebranding of Facebook. But this remains just speculation so far. Of course, the metaverse doesn't actually exist yet. And these are all nothing but thought experiments for the time being, as no actual plans have been launched to get the Metaverse project going. So, in summary, the Metaverse is still a work in progress that is being evaluated and investigated. But let's assume the Metaverse comes to be. Will our lives be the same? Well, with the Metaverse's great potential also comes a great deal of risk. The Metaverse's nature can cause irreversible damage to both the economy and the everyday life of people. It is still in development, but looking at its attributes, we can speculate that the metaverse can be an easy tool for terrorists and illegal corporations to organize, instigate, and execute cyber attacks. Being the highly integrated data processor that it is, the metaverse could make our privacy easier to compromise, if not secured properly. The metaverse will also include global and local trade. Although it can facilitate transactions and save time and energy, it can also boost the usual fraud and embezzlement that comes with these operations. So despite many technologists, venture capitalists, and futurists seeing the metaverse as the next step towards humanity's technological evolution, many others also disagree. They see it as a reckless, pointless, and dystopian, and they believe the world doesn't need it, but needs less human thirst for the next big thing. They believe there needs to be more attention and investment towards solving the actual problems we're facing, like world poverty, climate change, and famine. The sort of metaverse problems might worsen as it plans to accelerate everything, including global issues. So there you go, millionaire. Everything you need to know about the metaverse and what different parties think of it. Do you have any specific thoughts or opinions about it? And what side are you leaning towards? The one who is for the metaverse or against it? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay wealthy, and I'll see you on the next one.